Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hope that you guys are all having a good day today. So, today we are going to do two things. This lesson is going to be fairly short. I want to do a brief review of Section 37. I know we moved a little quickly through that yesterday. It was really important for me to have you watch that video, but we're just going to kind of hit those points one more time in preparation for your test tomorrow, which then we will review for your test tomorrow. I'm going to go over exactly the format so that you know. I'm going to go over exactly how many questions and all of that. Okay? So let's get started first with reviewing Section 37. Now, you already copied all of these notes. I know you did. I'm literally just going to go over this really quickly with you so that way we just have it, okay? Because like I said, I went through it pretty fast yesterday. So remember, when Jesus gives this bread of life discourse, and this is so important, and that's also why I'm taking this time to go over it again, because this right here, like I said yesterday, is the summit, the peak, the pinnacle, the meat and potatoes of our faith. All right. So Jesus, after he feeds the 5,000, remember, all right, starts to talk to the people about bread, okay, and about hunger and food. And he tries to direct them away from being physically hungry. Okay. He's like, hey, yeah, you came back to me because I fed you, but like I have so much more to give you. Like I can give you eternal food and you will never be hungry again. And he references this manna, okay? Remember, that's our third Old Testament reference. Remember, the first one was Jacob's ladder. The second one was the bronze serpent that Jesus too has to be lifted up. And then the third is here, obviously, the manna. 3 times Jesus tells us that he is the bread of life. 3 times. And then he goes on to talk about whoever eats this bread will live forever. Remember, he talks about eat this flesh and drink this blood, and he uses that chew word, okay? Jesus is the one telling us that we need to receive the Eucharist, okay? And I always say to you guys, you can't know Jesus unless you're with Jesus, whether that's attending Mass, receiving the Eucharist, spending time with Jesus in the sacrament, or in, I should say, adoration. You know, I challenge you guys to actually try and go to midday prayer if you have never gone before and sit there and just look at Jesus. Now that you understand it a little bit further, that this is Jesus, truly, this is not a symbol, not a sign. Yes, it's in the form of bread and wine, but we understand, or we try to, and we've seen that in the video yesterday, that bread and wine completely changes substance. Transubstantiation. It becomes Jesus Christ himself. All right. And yes, this is, like I said yesterday, it's a difficult concept, but think about it. If Jesus can take 5 loaves and 2 fish and feed 5,000, why couldn't he, take bread and make it into his body? He can do anything. Jesus can do anything. And this is, again, why we treat the Eucharist with such respect. This is why we receive it in the throne. We receive it immediately. We don't bring it back to our seat. We recognize that this is truly Jesus present in the Eucharist. All right, we're back. Sorry, I had to pause for a second there. There may be like a little dip in the sound there, but it's okay. So again, Jesus truly, truly present in that Eucharist. And again, yeah, I challenge you, go sit in midday prayer today, tomorrow, and look at that monstrance and just realize, like, oh my goodness, that is Jesus. Okay. So that's pretty much all you have to know for 37, because like I said, I already did this yesterday. We're just reviewing it. I know we went through it quickly. Make sure if you have any questions about that Eucharistic miracle, there's nothing on the test with that, but on Tuesday, when we come back, if you have questions about the Eucharistic miracle, please feel free to come and talk to me. It's just so incredible. I would really, if you're interested and fascinated by this, which you should be, I would tell you to go look up Blessed Carlo Acutis's website with all the Eucharistic miracles in the world over time. It's just incredible. Okay, so let's move on to review for our test. All right, so I'm not sure if you guys see this and it's all blurry. I don't know why all of a sudden my app made everything blurry. So if it's a little bit weird, I apologize. But we have our test tomorrow, okay? It's on proclamation and signs of the kingdom and parables and crisis in Galilee. It is on sections 28 and then 30 to 37. Remember, not on 29, okay? This is all in Schoology as well, okay? But this is me, Mrs. York, telling you what's on the test. So it is 50 Scantron, all Scantron, no written, all right? Unfortunately, guys, I did not put a bonus on. I apologize. All right, next test, I promise there will be a bonus, okay? But there will be multiple choice questions. You're going to have true and false. You're going to have what parable. You are going to have a couple of matching sections with people, quotes, events, things. There's going to be a couple of those matching sections. And then your 8 Beatitudes are going to be matching again as well, okay? Use the quiz that we took and I gave back yesterday to study. Also, if you go in the test assignment in Schoology, there is your booklet in there, okay? If you use the quiz and the booklet to study for your test tomorrow, you will be absolutely fine, all right? So I'm going to ask you guys now to work on assignment 37, all right? Finish that up, then start studying. Good luck on your test tomorrow. I hope that you guys have a great day today, a good Friday, and a great weekend, and I will see you all on Tuesday. All right, friends. Have a great day. Go see Jesus. Okay.